Change doesn't have to take years or huge leaps. In just 21 days, you can start transforming your life in ways that matter. This isn't about quick fixes or empty promises. It's about real, practical steps you can take every single day that add up to something powerful. Imagine waking up each morning feeling more focused, more driven, and more in control of your future. Over the next few minutes, you'll discover how to build habits that support your goals, how to push through tiredness and fear, and how to surround yourself with the right people who lift you up. This is about taking responsibility for your growth and making small changes that lead to lasting success. Stick with this, and you'll find yourself not just hoping for change, but living it every day. Chapter 1. Take full control of your thoughts every morning. Every single morning is a new beginning. It's a reset button on life. What happened yesterday is already gone, and tomorrow hasn't arrived yet. What you have right now is this day, starting from the moment you open your eyes. And what happens in those first few moments, what thoughts fill your mind when you wake up, will shape the direction of your entire day. That's why taking control of your thoughts in the morning is not optional if you want to grow. It's necessary. It's essential. And it's powerful. Most people don't think much about their thinking. They let the mind run loose, drift, panic, worry, or revisit old memories the moment they wake up. The mind starts playing reruns, fear, doubt, regret, frustration, or just plain noise. And what they don't realize is that by allowing that, they've already lost control. The mind is a tool, and it can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. The direction it takes each day is up to you. The beginning of the day is your first battle, and it must be won with intention. The first thought you choose in the morning is like the first step out the door. If you take it with strength and awareness, the rest of your walk through the day will have more power. But if that first step is unsteady, weak, or distracted, the whole path gets harder. Taking full control of your thoughts in the morning means choosing to be present, choosing clarity over chaos, and choosing direction over drifting. This is not about pretending everything is perfect. Life is not perfect, and your mornings won't always be quiet or ideal. But even in the noise, even in the rush or discomfort, you can still choose how you respond. That's the key. You can choose. You don't have to wake up angry just because you felt that way yesterday. You don't have to be tired in your mind just because your body feels slow. You don't have to carry yesterday's failures into today's mindset. This is your space. This is your space. This is your responsibility. Start by recognizing that the mind is highly vulnerable in the first few minutes after waking up. It's in a transitional state, and what you feed it through thoughts, information, or emotions goes deep. That's why so many people who grab their phones first thing in the morning feel anxious or overwhelmed before even leaving bed. The news, the opinions, the updates, the noise, it all crashes in before they've had a chance to check in with themselves. And they wonder why they feel unmotivated. They wonder why they feel lost. But they never even claimed their own mind before letting the world flood into it. If you want to improve every single day, you must take back that moment, guard it, protect it, like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. You are the gatekeeper of your mind, and the morning is your strongest hour to exercise that power. Start with awareness. As soon as you wake up, become aware of your thoughts. What are you telling yourself? What's the tone of your mind? Is it rushed? Is it negative? Is it doubtful? Don't judge it, just observe it. Awareness is always the first step. You cannot control what you won't acknowledge. If your first thought is filled with dread or pressure, catch it. Don't let it drag you into a negative loop. Step outside of it. Ask yourself, Is this thought useful? Is this helping me grow? Is this how I want to begin today? Then redirect. Choose one strong thought to start with, not a fake affirmation, but a grounded decision. Something like, I am in control of my actions today, or today is mine to use well, or even just, I can handle what's ahead. Keep it simple, keep it real, let it be something that connects to your life. This is not about motivation that fades. This is about identity, about deciding who you are going to be today. Follow that with action. Get out of bed with intention. Even how you move your body reinforces your mental control. If you drag yourself out of bed like the day is a burden, that physical posture will feed back into your mind. But if you rise with even a little steadiness, if you take a breath and sit up with clarity, you are reinforcing your inner message, I am in charge. Then take a few quiet minutes for yourself. No screens, no distractions, just space. Sit, stand, stretch, whatever helps you feel centered. Use that time to think clearly. Ask yourself, what matters most today? What is one thing I can do to make real progress? What kind of person do I want to be today? These are not dramatic questions, they are grounding questions. They bring you back to what matters. And that's the heart of daily improvement, remembering what matters and acting on it. If your mind starts to drift, which it will, bring it back. That's the practice. That's the real power. You won't always feel focused. You won't always feel positive. But you can always return to your center, and that return, over and over, builds mental strength. It teaches your brain that you are in charge, not your emotions, not your worries, not the world. You can also use a journal to strengthen this control. Write down your first thought. Then write the thought you choose to replace it with. Over time, you'll see patterns. You'll see the kind of automatic thinking you default to. And you'll gain more control over it. Don't wait for your thinking to magically improve. Train it, shape it, lead it. Another powerful way to take control of your morning thoughts is through gratitude, not as a trendy practice, but as a mental discipline. When you begin the day with gratitude, you are telling your mind to focus on what is real, what is present, and what is good. And that focus creates emotional stability. Even when life is hard, even when things are uncertain, you can still say, I'm alive, I have today, I have the ability to act. That is real, that is enough to begin. Your mornings don't have to be perfect. You don't need silence or sunshine or comfort. You just need clarity, and clarity begins with control. Control begins with awareness. Awareness leads to action. And daily action creates transformation. Don't hand your mind to the world first thing in the morning. Don't open your eyes and immediately give your energy to problems, messages, or noise. Claim your space. Train your attention. Direct your focus. This is your responsibility. No one else can do it for you. The more you practice this morning control, the stronger you get. And with strength comes stability. You begin to feel less shaken by unexpected events. You begin to recover faster from setbacks. You begin to feel grounded in who you are and where you're going. That's the power of mastering your mind each morning. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Even 5 minutes of clear, controlled thought in the morning can shift your entire direction. It can give you the clarity to make better choices. It can give you the confidence to face discomfort. It can give you the focus to move with purpose instead of drifting. Improvement doesn't happen in dramatic bursts. It happens in these daily decisions, in these quiet, steady steps, in choosing how to think before choosing what to do. Over time, your mind becomes sharper. Your energy becomes cleaner. Your actions become aligned, and your life starts to reflect the strength of your mornings. This is not about motivation, this is about self-leadership. You lead your day by leading your mind. You lead your mind by choosing your thoughts. You choose your thoughts by becoming aware and being disciplined. If you wake up and say, "I don't feel like it," remind yourself that feelings are not facts. Feelings come and go, but discipline stays. Discipline leads. Discipline builds a life. And taking control of your morning thoughts is one of the greatest disciplines you can develop. It won't always be easy. Some mornings you'll feel resistance. Some mornings your thoughts will be heavy. But those are the mornings that matter most, because that's where you build real strength. Not when it's easy, but when it's hard and you do it anyway. That's how transformation happens. So wake up with purpose. Wake up with awareness. Wake up and take the steering wheel of your mind. Don't wait. Don't delay. Don't check out. You've got 24 hours today. You can't control all of them, but you can control how you begin. And how you begin often shapes how you end. Take full control of your thoughts every morning. Not once. Not sometimes. Every morning, because every day is a chance to improve. Every day is a chance to get better. Every day is a piece of your future. And it all begins with the thoughts you choose when you wake up. The world may be unpredictable. Life may be difficult, but you are not helpless. You are not lost. You are not weak. You are capable of leading your own mind. You are capable of building your own path. And it starts right here, right now, with one simple decision. Think better, choose better, live better, every single morning. Chapter 2. Build a strong daily routine that fuels growth. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. If you want to improve your life, if you want to become someone stronger, more focused, more capable, then you have to be intentional with how you live your day. And that means building a daily routine that moves you forward. A routine is not just a set of habits, it's the structure that holds your progress. Without it, you drift. With it, you rise. The way you live your day is the way you live your life. There's no secret, no mystery. You either build a day that works in your favor, or you live the same cycles again and again. A strong routine is not about being busy all the time. It's about being clear on what matters and doing those things with purpose. It gives your energy a direction. It creates momentum, and it keeps you from wasting time on things that don't matter. Start by deciding what kind of person you want to become. Not in a vague or someday kind of way, but in a specific, grounded daily sense. Who do you want to be when you wake up tomorrow? What kind of mindset do you want to carry? What kind of actions should reflect your values? Once you know that, you begin to build your day around that version of yourself. It begins with what you do in the first hour. That time is powerful. It sets the tone. If you start the day in rush, confusion or passivity, it's harder to find clarity later. A strong routine respects your mind, your time, and your energy. It gives your body rhythm. It gives your mind focus. The first hour is your foundation. Use it wisely. Plan your day. Move your body. Sit in silence. Write your goals. Whatever helps you sharpen your focus, build that in. Once you've set your tone, the next step is prioritizing. A strong routine includes clarity about what truly matters. You don't need to fill your schedule. You need to fill your time with what builds you. Choose 3 important tasks each day. Real tasks that move you closer to your goals. Do them without distraction. Don't leave them to chance. Build them into your schedule like appointments with your future. Keep them sacred. You also need to protect your energy. Growth is not just about doing more. It's about doing the right things with a clear and focused mind. That means taking breaks when needed. It means eating in a way that supports your body. It means moving regularly to avoid stagnation. Your routine should include care, not laziness, not self-indulgence, but discipline through recovery. Without rest, you burn out. Without movement, you slow down. A strong routine keeps you balanced, sharp, and in motion. Another piece is reflection. Build time into your day to check in with yourself, not just at the end, but during the day. Ask, am I doing what matters right now? Am I being who I said I would be? A short pause can reconnect you to your intention. It brings you back. A routine without reflection becomes mindless. You can be busy and still lost. But when you pause, you remember why you're doing this in the first place. You also need discipline around distractions. Every day, your focus will be tested. Notifications, noise, pointless conversations, they'll all try to steal your time. If you don't set boundaries, the world will decide your priorities for you. Build pockets of deep work into your day. Turn off what you don't need. Focus fully on the task in front of you. Don't multitask. Don't switch back and forth. Give your full attention to what matters. That is how you build real strength. Use routines to track progress, not to chase perfection. Some days will feel strong, others will feel difficult. The goal is not to have perfect days. The goal is to show up with consistency and focus. Small actions repeated daily beat occasional bursts of effort. If you miss something, don't quit. Return the next day. Discipline means returning, not being flawless. End your day with the same intention you started it with. Review what you did. Celebrate what went right. Identify where you slipped. Not to judge, but to improve. A strong routine includes accountability. You have to be honest with yourself. If you wasted time, say it. If you avoided something hard, admit it. Then plan how you'll do better tomorrow. That's growth. That's maturity. Make space for learning in your routine. Every day, even 10 minutes of reading or listening to something that stretches your mind adds up. It feeds your inner world. It reminds you of your values. Growth is not just physical. It's mental. It's emotional. You build a strong routine when you feed every part of who you are. Learn something every day. Apply it. Let it shape your decisions. Don't make your routine rigid. Make it reliable. You need structure, not chains. If something isn't working, adjust it, but don't abandon the process. Your routine should serve you, not trap you. If mornings don't work for a certain task, move it to midday. If you're mentally drained by a task, break it into smaller parts. Adapt, but never drift. Your routine should include boundaries, with people as well. Protect your time from those who waste it. Say no when you need to. Choose when to be available. You can't grow if you're always pulled in 100 directions. A strong routine means owning your day. That includes who you spend it with, and how much access they have to your mind and energy. Stay patient. Growth through routine is not flashy. It's slow. It's quiet. But it's powerful. Over time it changes your identity. You become someone dependable, someone focused, someone others can trust. But more importantly, someone you can trust. That trust in yourself is what creates momentum. It gives you a deeper confidence, not based on feelings, but on facts. You know you're moving forward because your days are built for it. Keep your routine simple. Don't overthink. Don't overplan. Focus on consistency. Focus on depth. One focused hour is better than 3 scattered ones. One completed task is better than 5 half-finished ideas. Measure your day by the quality of your actions, not the length of your to-do list. Real change begins in ordinary days, not special events, not external breakthroughs, but in the daily structure you build and follow. If you build a strong routine, you build a strong life. Everything else rests on that. Your mindset, your discipline, your goals, they all come from how you live your day. And if you want to grow, if you want to be someone who truly improves, then commit to a routine that reflects that. Don't hope for change. Design it, live it, repeat it. Strength is not found in what you do, it's found in what you do every single day. Chapter 3. Remove all distractions that slow your progress now. Most people don't even realize what's holding them back. They think it's a lack of motivation. They think it's a lack of time. They think maybe they just don't have what it takes. But more often than not, it's none of that. It's distractions. Silent, invisible, sneaky distractions that chip away at your time, your focus, your discipline, until all your good intentions are wasted. If you feel like you're working hard but going nowhere, chances are you're surrounded by things that slow you down without you even noticing. Distractions don't always scream. They don't always come in loud and obvious forms. Sometimes they're subtle. A quick scroll through your phone, a harmless conversation, a small mental loop you keep replaying. Before you know it, a whole hour is gone. Your energy is scattered, your focus is shattered, and the progress you could have made, lost. You don't just lose time to distractions, you lose clarity, you lose momentum, you lose confidence in yourself. And every day it happens, you feel a little more behind. If you're serious about progress, the first thing you have to do is get brutally honest with yourself. What's actually taking your time? What's pulling your attention away from what matters? Who's making you feel stuck, or small, or unmotivated every time you talk to them? What little habits are eating away at your mental strength? You can't fix what you won't face. You've got to look at your daily life with unfiltered eyes. No excuses, no sugarcoating, just truth. Every distraction has a cost. Every notification, every wasted hour, every moment you give to something that doesn't serve your goals, it all adds up. You might think it's just 10 minutes, but those 10 minutes multiplied by days, weeks, and months, that's your progress, that's your results. That's your growth. You don't lose your goals in one big blow. You lose them in small daily moments of distraction that you never take seriously enough to remove. And let's be real, some distractions feel good. That's what makes them dangerous. They give you comfort. They give you escape. But they steal your edge. They numb your drive. The more time you give to things that don't challenge you, the harder it becomes to focus when it really counts. You lose that fire, you lose that urgency, and slowly you settle. You lower your standards. You start living on autopilot instead of with purpose. You don't get to complain about your results if you're still entertaining the things that are slowing you down. You can't expect growth while living in comfort. Progress demands discomfort. It demands focus. It demands that you get serious about what belongs in your life and what doesn't. If something doesn't serve your growth, it's time to let it go, period. You've got to clean up your environment, your physical space, your digital space, your mental space. If it's cluttered, your mind will be cluttered. If it's noisy, you'll feel stressed. If it's filled with distractions, you'll stay stuck. Get organized, create structure, set up your space to support your goals, not sabotage them. Turn off what you don't need. Hide what pulls you away. Put your phone in another room if you have to. Shut the door. Create silence, because silence gives birth to clarity. And don't just think about the external distractions. You've got to deal with the internal ones too. The thoughts that keep circling in your head. The self-doubt, the fear, the little mental stories you keep repeating. I'll start later. I'm not ready yet. What if I fail? These are distractions too. They don't just slow you down, they freeze you. They keep you in your head instead of in action. You've got to confront them, challenge them, replace them with thoughts that drive action. Because as long as you're stuck in your mind, you won't move in your life. Look at your habits, the things you do without thinking. Are they helping you grow or holding you back? Be honest. That late night scrolling, that endless YouTube binge, that constant checking of messages, that's not harmless, that's not neutral. That's your potential going down the drain. You've got to rewire your habits. One by one. Replace the weak ones with strong ones. Every time you say no to a distraction, you say yes to your future. Every time you choose focus over comfort, you get stronger. That's how progress works. Choice by choice, day by day. You've also got to guard your time like it's sacred, because it is. Time is your most valuable resource. You can always make more money, but you'll never make more time. Once it's gone, it's gone. Start treating it that way. Don't give it away so easily. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everything needs your attention. Learn to say no. Learn to protect your schedule. Don't apologize for putting your priorities first. That's not selfish, that's smart. People can be distractions too. Be mindful of who you surround yourself with. If someone is always pulling you off track, always wasting your time, always filling your head with doubt or drama, you've got to create distance. That doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough about your future to protect it. You can't grow in an environment that's constantly pulling you back. Find people who push you, who remind you of your standards, who respect your focus. That's the environment you need if you want to rise. Don't wait for the perfect time to remove distractions. That moment will never come. You've got to do it now, today. You've got to draw a line. This is about your growth, your vision, your potential. Don't let little things steal something so big. You're not here to live a life of regret. You're here to build something meaningful, something powerful. And that requires sacrifice. It requires discipline. It requires saying no to the things that don't align with where you want to go. It won't be easy. Distractions are addictive. You'll be tempted to go back, to check in, to indulge. But every time you choose focus instead, you prove to yourself that you are in control. That's where confidence comes from. From keeping your word, from showing up, from doing the hard thing. Even when it's uncomfortable, your life will change the moment you get serious about what you allow into your space. Your time, your energy, your thoughts, your habits. Remove the distractions, and what's left is your real power. You'll think clearer, move faster, build deeper, and that's how progress finally happens. You don't need more motivation. You don't need a better plan. You need fewer distractions. You need a cleaner mind, a sharper focus, and a commitment to protect your progress at all costs. That's how you grow. That's how you win. That's how you become unstoppable. Chapter 4. Track your actions daily to see your truth. Most people have big goals, strong desires, and dreams they carry around in their heads every day, but very few take the time to honestly measure what they're doing to make those goals happen. They hope, they wish, they wait for momentum or for motivation. But what they rarely do is stop, sit down, and look at the actual actions they're taking day by day. And that's why nothing changes. You can't improve what you don't track. You can't grow if you don't even know what's really going on. You can't fix patterns you refuse to see. You have to face the truth, and that truth lives in your daily actions. No one can see their life clearly by guessing. You might think you're doing your best. You might believe you're staying consistent. You might assume your habits are solid. But until you track what you actually do every day, you're living in illusion. You're assuming, not knowing. And assumptions won't transform your life. Truth will. Clarity will. Proof will. If you want to build discipline, focus, and long-term change, then tracking your actions isn't optional. It's essential. Tracking doesn't mean being perfect. It means being honest. It's not about judging yourself. It's about understanding yourself. It's about seeing exactly where your time, energy, and effort are going. When you write it all down, what you did, when you did it, how it made you feel, you learn who you really are, not who you say you are. You start to see the gap between your intentions and your reality. And only when you see that gap can you do something about it. The process is simple, but it requires commitment. At the end of each day, take 5 to 10 minutes. Write down exactly what you did with your time. No filters, no lies, just the truth. What time did you wake up? What did you eat? What did you read? Who did you spend time with? What distractions pulled you off track? What actions moved you forward? What made you proud? What do you regret? It's not about writing a perfect log. It's about building self-awareness. The more aware you are of your patterns, the more power you have to change them. When you track your actions, you begin to notice trends. You begin to catch excuses you didn't even know you were making. You begin to recognize what triggers your procrastination or what drains your energy. You might find that every time you scroll through your phone in the morning, the whole day feels slower. You might notice that certain conversations make you more anxious or unfocused. These are things you miss when you move through life without paying attention. But once you start tracking, you can no longer pretend. You can no longer hide from your habits. And that's exactly how growth begins. It's easy to lie to yourself when there's no accountability. It's easy to say you're serious when no one's watching. But when you see your own choices in writing every single day, it forces a new level of truth. You begin to take ownership. You begin to ask yourself harder questions. Did I really try today? Did I make progress or just stay busy? Did I give my best effort or just go through the motion? These aren't comfortable questions, but they're powerful. They cut through the noise. They get you real. Most people avoid this because it's uncomfortable to face your truth. It's uncomfortable to admit you wasted hours. It's uncomfortable to see that you talk more about your goals than you work on them. But if you want change, you have to push through that discomfort. You have to be willing to look in the mirror. And when you do, you'll find something powerful. You'll find the chance to take control. By tracking your actions, you take back control of your life. You stop running on autopilot. You stop hoping for results and start building them. You can't rely on memory alone. You're not wired to remember every detail of every day, but you are capable of creating a system that keeps you grounded, focused, and honest. All it takes is a notebook, a pen, and a few minutes a day. That's all. And the return is massive. You begin to see patterns of progress. You start stacking wins. You notice what days felt best and why. Maybe it's when you woke up earlier, when you trained your body, when you kept your phone away, or when you ate well. And slowly you begin to repeat those actions. You begin to build momentum not from emotion, but from proof. You're no longer guessing what works. You're acting on what works. You're adjusting what doesn't. You're becoming someone who operates with clarity and precision, not just hope and ambition. This level of tracking doesn't just build discipline, it builds confidence. Because every time you see yourself show up, every time you see a task completed, Every time you see your own consistency in writing, you begin to trust yourself again. You stop feeling lost. You stop feeling stuck. You stop feeling like your life is out of control. You begin to see progress, and progress is what fuels the fire. It's what pulls you out of bed. It's what makes you want to keep going. You'll also find that tracking removes excuse. You can't say I don't have time when your log shows you spent 2 hours watching something that added nothing to your goals. You can't say I'm working hard if the evidence shows you did 2 productive things in an entire day. The numbers don't lie. The patterns don't lie. When you face the truth, you become free not because it's easy, but because it's real. And remember, this is about you, not about anyone else, not about impressing others, not about proving anything. It's about becoming the kind of person who knows what they want and pays attention to how they're living. The kind of person who takes responsibility, who adapts, who improves with intention. If you want to become better, more focused, more productive, track your actions, make it non-negotiable. Build it into your nightly routine. Carry a small notebook. Use your phone if you must, but don't skip it. Every day you track, you learn something new about yourself, and every insight you gain becomes another tool in your journey toward your best self. The results won't happen overnight, but day by day, as the pages fill, your clarity sharpens, your actions begin to align, your confidence grows, and most importantly, you finally start to see what's been there all along. The truth. Not your imagined effort, but your actual effort. Not who you think you are, but who you're choosing to become. That's where the real change starts. Not in grand plans, but in the tiny, consistent actions you commit to tracking every single day. That's how you build a life that reflects your highest standards, one decision at a time. Chapter 5. Speak only words that support your highest goals. The words you speak shape the reality you live in. Every sentence, every phrase, every statement either moves you closer to who you want to become or drags you further away. The way you talk about yourself, your goals, your future, your effort, your struggle, it all matters more than you realize. Your words are not just sounds, they are signals, commands, declarations. They reinforce your beliefs or destroy them. They give power to your dreams or take it away. If you say you're tired, unmotivated, stuck, not good enough, that's exactly what your mind will work to confirm. If you keep saying you never finish what you start, you will believe it until it becomes part of your identity. But if you speak with clarity, direction, and purpose, you create a mental and emotional environment that supports growth instead of sabotaging it. This is not about lying to yourself or pretending you're something you're not. It's about speaking with intention. It's about building a mindset that matches your goals. If you want to get better every day, you can't afford careless language. You can't keep saying maybe someday, or I'll try, or it's too hard, and expect yourself to stay committed. Those phrases weaken your spirit. They break your focus. They tell your mind that quitting is acceptable, that doubt is welcome, and that your dream isn't worth protecting. Words like I'll figure it out, or I'm getting stronger, or I choose to keep going, build internal strength. They train your mind to stay focused, especially when things get difficult. Every word is a decision to move forward or fall back, a decision to hold your standard or let it drop. Most people don't pay attention to how they speak. They don't notice the way they constantly lower their energy with their own voice. They repeat phrases they've picked up from others, from a negative environment, from past failures. They casually say things like, I'm not good with that, or I can't handle pressure, or I'll never be as disciplined as others. And those words slowly build a mental cage. That cage gets smaller every time those phrases are repeated. You can't break out of a mindset you keep reinforcing with your own language. If you speak as a victim, you'll stay one. If you speak as a quitter, you'll always quit. If you speak as someone who is not capable, you'll avoid every challenge that could make you stronger. To support your highest goals, you must speak like the person who is already living them. That doesn't mean pretending you're already there. It means aligning your words with the character you want to build. It means being deliberate, saying I'm working on it, not I can't do it. Saying this is a challenge, not this is impossible. Saying I've got work to do, not I'm not cut out for this. These small changes create a huge shift in your psychology, because your mind listens to you. It listens very carefully, and it will go where your words lead it. The more intentional you become with your language, the more mentally tough you'll grow. Look at your goals. Ask yourself, do my daily words support them or sabotage them? If your goal is to build self-discipline, but you keep saying things like I'm so lazy, or I always mess this up, you're attacking your own effort. If your goal is to get healthier, but you say I can't resist junk food, or I always fail after a week, you're killing your own momentum. If your goal is to become focused, but your language is filled with complaints and doubts, you are standing in your own way. Change your language, and you begin to change your attitude. And once your attitude shifts, your actions will follow. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is to remove language that gives away your power. Phrases like I hope, maybe, if I can, hopefully, or I wish all place the outcome outside of your control. They make it sound like success is up to chance or luck. Replace them with stronger phrases like I will, I'm doing, I'm learning, or I choose. These statements put you in charge. They remind you that progress is not about hoping, it's about showing up and doing the work, even when it's hard. You have to hold yourself to a higher verbal standard. That means speaking with respect, even when you fail. That means cutting out self-deprecating humor that masks insecurity. That means not allowing others to speak negative words into your vision, and especially not repeating them yourself. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be flashy, but you do have to be solid. You have to guard your speech like it's fuel, because it is. Every time you speak doubt, you waste that fuel. Every time you speak belief, you build more of it. Start paying close attention to how you speak about your struggles. Stop calling them impossible. Stop saying you're not built for it. Say it's hard, but you're learning. Say you're facing resistance, but you're not quitting. Say you're not perfect, but you're moving forward anyway. Speak to yourself like someone who is worth fighting for. Speak about your life like it's heading somewhere great, even if you're not there yet. That kind of language keeps you grounded in effort and focused on progress. Your daily environment is shaped by your words. If your conversations are full of distractions, gossip, or negativity, you're poisoning your mental clarity. Be intentional with how you speak to others. Lift conversation. Add direction. Talk about what matters. Don't waste your voice on things that don't move you forward. The more disciplined you become with your words, the more focused your world becomes. You don't need to talk about everything. You don't need to comment on every situation. Save your words for what supports your growth. That's what self-respect looks like. Silence is better than speech that breaks you down. If you have nothing supportive to say to yourself, don't say anything at all until you can reframe it. Practice replacing weak language with strong language every day. It might feel strange at first, especially if you've built years of negative self-talk, but over time, it becomes normal. Over time, it becomes your identity, and that identity becomes a solid foundation for long-term growth. This change won't happen overnight. You've been speaking a certain way for years, but if you start now, if you begin monitoring your words, catching negative phrases, replacing them with stronger ones, you will see change. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Every time you choose to speak powerfully, you reinforce your standards. You remind yourself of your purpose. You become someone who doesn't just dream of goals, but protects them in every way possible, including with language. The version of you who achieves their goals does not use language that weakens. That version speaks with clarity, with discipline, with belief. That version speaks like every word matters, because it does. You don't need motivation to start changing your words. You need awareness, you need commitment, and you need to care enough about your future to speak like it already matters today. If you want to live better, speak better. Speak like every word builds the person you're becoming, because it does. Chapter 6. Push yourself forward even when you feel tired. Tiredness isn't just physical. It creeps into your mind. It convinces you that you've done enough for today. It whispers excuses. It builds invisible walls around your momentum and tries to pull you into comfort. But growth doesn't happen when it's easy. It happens the moment you don't want to do more and still do. It happens when you're exhausted, frustrated, drained, and something inside you says, "I'm not done yet." That voice isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's barely there, but it's the voice that separates progress from regret. Most people stop when that tiredness shows up. They look for a break, a distraction, a way out. But the few who get better every single day, they don't stop when they're tired. They keep going because the mission isn't finished. You have to remind yourself daily that being tired is not the same as being done. There is always more in you than you feel in the moment. Feelings are not facts. Feeling drained doesn't mean you're incapable. Feeling heavy doesn't mean the work is over. The brain will always choose the easier path. Unless you take control, you must train your mind to understand that your feelings don't run your decisions. Your commitment does. Real strength begins where comfort ends. If you only show up when it's easy, you'll never reach the edge of your potential. That edge only appears when you push yourself beyond what feels comfortable and into what feels necessary. The truth is, you won't feel like doing the hard things every day. You won't always be motivated. That's not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that you're human. But if you've decided that your growth matters more than your feelings, then the plan stays the same regardless of how you feel. You still move. You still act. You still push forward. Some days that push might be small. Some days it might feel like crawling. But moving forward while tired builds something that no easy day can give you. Mental resilience. That resilience is built through choices. When the alarm rings and you don't want to get up, that's a choice. When the workout feels too heavy, but you finish it anyway, that's a choice. When you'd rather escape into distractions, but you stay focused on your task, that's a choice. Those small moments matter. They might seem insignificant, but they build the foundation of a mindset that doesn't break when life gets hard. And life will get hard. You will face stress, pain, disappointment, failure. You'll have days where nothing seems to go your way. If you've built a habit of giving up when you're tired, those days will defeat you. But if you've trained yourself to keep pushing, those same days will reveal your power. You have to stop waiting to feel ready. Most days, the readiness will not come, and if it does, it won't last. You must take action before the motivation shows up, not after. Action fuels progress. Progress fuels belief. Belief builds discipline. Discipline sustains you through exhaustion, and through that you grow. It's not about forcing yourself to break down. It's about staying honest. Are you tired because your body needs recovery? Or are you tired because your mind is negotiating with laziness? There's a difference. Listen to your body, but challenge your mind. Fatigue is real, but so is hesitation disguised as fatigue. Be careful not to mix the two. You need to stop expecting every step forward to feel inspiring. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes the most important work you'll ever do will feel like a grind. It won't look exciting. No audience, no praise, no dramatic change. Just you and the choice to keep going when it's the last thing you want. That's the work that matters most. Because on the other side of that decision is momentum, and momentum is what turns effort into results. It's also important to understand that consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means you show up, it means you do the work, even when it's not your best day. You stay in motion. You honor your commitment. Not because it feels great, but because you made a promise to yourself to improve. Breaking that promise chips away at your confidence. Keeping it even in struggle builds a quiet kind of strength that nothing else can replace. When you feel tired, focus on one step. Don't think about everything you have to do. Just do the next small thing in front of you. Progress doesn't demand giant leaps. It requires small, consistent actions. One page written. One decision made. One task completed. These tiny wins create forward motion, and that motion is often enough to break through tiredness. You're not weak for feeling exhausted, but you become stronger when you refuse to let that feeling control your direction. Think about why you started. Think about the person you said you wanted to become. That version of you is not built through comfort. It's forged through days like this. The days you want to give up, and you don't. You must learn to expect resistance. Not fear it. Not avoid it. Expect it. Respect it. And still move through it. That's how you grow beyond your limits. That's how you become someone who doesn't just set goals, but lives in alignment with them daily. If you keep stopping every time it gets hard, you'll spend your whole life starting over. Starting is easy. Continuing is where most people fail. You don't need more plans. You don't need perfect timing. You need the discipline to move through fatigue without quitting on yourself. You need the strength to stay loyal to your future, even when the present is uncomfortable. That's the price of progress. You'll surprise yourself when you keep going. The strength you didn't know you had reveals itself when you go one more step, one more hour, one more day. The human mind is powerful, but only when it's trained. Tiredness is a test. It asks you, how bad do you really want this? And the way you answer determines your future. You either shrink or you rise. You either wait for things to feel better, or you move anyway and feel the power of your own choice. You won't remember the comfort you chose today, but you'll remember the effort. You'll remember that you kept your word, that even on a day when everything in you said rest, you decided to rise. You decided that your dream was more important than temporary relief. That kind of decision changes people. That kind of decision builds a life you can be proud of. So keep showing up. Keep moving through the resistance. You're not doing this to feel good. You're doing this to get better. And you are getting better every single time you keep going, even when you don't feel like it. Chapter 7. Choose habits that align with your best self. Habits shape the person you become more than any single action or decision. The daily choices you make, repeated consistently, form the foundation of your character and your future. Choosing habits aligned with your best self means being intentional with how you spend your time, energy, and attention. It means understanding that every small behavior is a step either closer or farther from the person you want to be. This is not about quick fixes or sudden bursts of motivation. It is about steady commitment to patterns that build strength, clarity, and purpose over time. Your best self is not a distant dream or some abstract ideal. It is a real version of you, capable, focused, disciplined, and grounded. To embody that version, your habits must reflect those qualities. Ask yourself honestly, what routines help you become stronger, healthier, and wiser? What actions cultivate patience, resilience, and creativity? What habits drain your energy or distract you from your priorities? The clarity you gain from this reflection guides your choices toward behaviors that support your growth rather than hinder it. Starting with small, manageable habits increases the chance you will stick to them. Trying to overhaul your entire life at once usually leads to burnout or failure. Instead, pick one habit that feels meaningful and achievable. It could be reading 10 pages a day, taking a walk every morning, or writing down 3 things you're grateful for each evening. When you integrate this habit into your daily life, it becomes a powerful anchor that supports other positive changes. One consistent habit creates momentum that spills over into other areas, making progress feel natural rather than forced. Commitment to your habits requires patience and self-compassion. You will face days when motivation is low or distractions are tempting. Expect setbacks and moments of weakness without harsh judgment. Recognize that lapses are part of the process, not proof that you have failed. Returning to your habit after a missed day or a stumble is more important than perfection. Consistency over time outweighs isolated moments of effort. Your growth happens in the long view, shaped by daily actions, not instant result. Pay attention to your environment because it plays a crucial role in sustaining habits. Surround yourself with cues and reminders that encourage the behaviors you want to develop. This might mean organizing your workspace to reduce clutter, setting alarms to prompt your habit, or creating a designated time in your schedule for focused work or reflection. At the same time, minimize exposure to triggers that lead to old, unhelpful habits. Making small adjustments to your surroundings can make the difference between success and failure when building new routines. Intentional habits also help clarify your identity. When you consistently choose actions that align with your values, you reinforce the story you tell yourself about who you are. This internal narrative shapes your confidence and motivation. If you identify as someone who prioritizes health, your daily choices will reflect exercise and nutritious food. If you see yourself as disciplined, you will naturally follow through on commitments. Your habits don't just influence what you do, they define who you are becoming. It's vital to regularly evaluate your habits to ensure they continue to serve your highest goals. As you grow, your needs and priorities might shift. Some routines that worked well before may no longer fit your current path. Take time to assess whether each habit still aligns with the version of yourself you want to be. Replace outdated habits with new ones that support your evolving vision. This continuous refinement keeps your daily actions in harmony with your long-term purpose and prevents stagnation. Another important aspect is balancing challenge and ease within your habits. Growth requires pushing beyond comfort, but it also needs room for recovery and rest. Habits that drain you without replenishing energy will eventually become obstacles rather than tools. Choose habits that build strength, but also nourish your mind and body. This balance keeps you sustainable over the long haul. It allows you to keep moving forward without burning out or losing joy in the process. Building habits aligned with your best self demands clear intention every morning and reflection every evening. Start each day by reminding yourself of the person you want to be and the habits that support that vision. Let this intention guide your choices throughout the day. At night, review your actions honestly. Celebrate your wins and identify opportunities to improve. This cycle of daily intention and reflection keeps you connected to your goals and fosters steady progress. Your habits hold the power to transform your life one step at a time. By consciously choosing routines that align with your best self, you create a pathway to fulfillment, strength, and success. This journey requires courage to let go of old patterns and commitment to embrace new ways of living. The results won't happen overnight, but with patience and persistence, your habits will sculpt the life you desire. You become who you habitually choose to be, and that choice is always within your control. To embrace this, take inventory of your current habits without judgment. Write down what you do daily and how each habit impacts your well-being and goals. Identify which habits lift you up and which hold you back. Then select one new habit that moves you closer to your best self. Commit to it fully, tracking your progress and adjusting as needed. Allow this habit to grow into a natural part of your routine. As it strengthens, add another habit aligned with your purpose. Build layer upon layer of positive actions that compound into lasting change. Remember, habits are not just tasks to complete, they are declarations of who you are becoming. Each time you choose wisely, you reinforce your identity as someone committed to growth and excellence. This alignment between action and identity builds unshakable confidence and resilience. It creates a foundation that supports every goal and challenge ahead. Your habits are the daily proof of your commitment to yourself. Honor them, and watch your best self emerge stronger and more vibrant with every passing day. The journey to your best self is ongoing and requires vigilance. Habits can slip when life gets busy or challenges arise. Stay mindful and adjust with kindness toward yourself. Understand that true transformation is a marathon, not a sprint. The small, consistent steps you take every day build an unbreakable foundation. Keep your focus on the person you want to be and make each habit a building block toward that vision. This intentional way of living fuels confidence, clarity, and unstoppable momentum. By choosing habits that align with your best self, you take control of your life's direction. You create an environment where growth is inevitable. You cultivate a mindset of discipline and purpose. And you empower yourself to rise above distractions, doubts, and setbacks. The habits you form today shape the story you will tell tomorrow. Make sure that story is one of strength, courage, and progress. Your best self is waiting. Choose the habits that bring that person to life, starting now. Chapter 8. Face your fears directly and take bold steps. Fear is one of the most powerful forces that can hold a person back from achieving their true potential. It creeps in silently, whispering doubts, magnifying risks, and tempting you to stay within the comfort zone. But the path to growth, success, and fulfillment runs straight through fear, not around it. To change your life, fundamentally, you must learn to face your fears directly and take bold steps despite the discomfort they bring. This act of courage is not about the absence of fear, but about acting in its presence, pushing forward with clarity and conviction. When you encounter fear, it's a sign that you are on the edge of something important. It often marks the threshold between your current self and a higher version waiting to emerge. Avoiding fear only delays transformation and prolongs stagnation. Acknowledging fear without surrendering to it is the first step toward mastery. Instead of letting fear paralyze you, use it as a signal to prepare, focus, and act. Fear can sharpen your senses, heighten awareness, and clarify what truly matters when approached with the right mindset. Taking bold steps means deliberately choosing action that moves you beyond what feels safe or familiar. This requires clarity about your goals and values so that you can prioritize what deserves your energy and attention. Boldness is rooted in purpose, not recklessness. It involves calculated risks, where the potential benefits outweigh the costs. When you take bold action, you create momentum that propels you forward, breaking down the walls built by hesitation and doubt. Each step builds confidence, making the next challenge easier to face. Preparation and planning are essential companions to boldness. Facing fears without a strategy can lead to unnecessary setbacks. Break down your goals into smaller, manageable steps that feel challenging but achievable. This approach prevents overwhelm and builds resilience gradually. It allows you to celebrate progress and learn from each attempt. Boldness thrives in the space where preparation meets courage. The more you prepare, the more confident you become in confronting the unknown. Mindset plays a crucial role in how you approach fear and boldness. Cultivating resilience, patience, and self-trust strengthens your ability to stay steady under pressure. Replace thoughts of "what if I fail" with "what will I learn if I try," or "how will this move me forward?" This subtle shift transforms fear from a roadblock into a teacher. It reminds you that failure is not defeat, but a necessary part of growth. Bold steps require embracing uncertainty and accepting that discomfort is temporary, but regret lasts much longer. Embracing failure as feedback rather than punishment encourages a growth mindset. When you take bold steps, mistakes are inevitable. Instead of letting them erode your confidence, analyze what went wrong and how you can improve. This process refines your approach and deepens your wisdom. Every bold action, regardless of the outcome, contributes to your learning curve. Over time, this resilience and adaptability become your greatest strength. Support systems matter when facing fears and taking bold steps. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth and challenge you to rise higher. Seek mentors, friends, or communities that foster courage and accountability. Sharing your goals and fears with others creates a network of encouragement and practical advice. It reminds you that courage is contagious and that you don't have to walk the path alone. Collective strength helps overcome moments of doubt and fuels sustained effort. Visualization is a powerful tool for preparing your mind to face fears and act boldly. Regularly picture yourself succeeding despite obstacles. Imagine the feelings of accomplishment, pride, and freedom that come from overcoming fears. This mental rehearsal builds emotional resilience and reduces anxiety. It programs your brain to expect success, making it easier to take real-world action. The more vividly you imagine positive outcomes, the stronger your motivation becomes to pursue them. Taking bold steps often requires breaking habitual patterns that reinforce fear and avoidance. These patterns might include procrastination, negative self-talk, or overanalyzing risks. Identify which habits keep you stuck and replace them with empowering routines that encourage action. For example, commit to making one uncomfortable decision each day or setting deadlines that force movement. Small, consistent acts of courage build momentum and weaken the hold of fear over time. Physical habits can also support your mental strength to face fears. Regular exercise, adequate rest, and mindful breathing practices improve your energy and focus. These routines build a foundation of well-being that makes it easier to handle stress and uncertainty. When your body is strong and balanced, your mind follows. Boldness is not just a mental state, but a holistic practice involving body, mind, and spirit. Reflecting on past moments when you overcame fear can reinforce your courage. Recall situations where you took risks and succeeded or learned valuable lessons. Let those memories remind you of your resilience and capability. This self-awareness boosts confidence and reminds you that fear has been present before, but never stopped your progress completely. Use your history as proof that you are stronger than your fears. Boldness is also about accepting imperfection and vulnerability. You don't have to have all the answers or be flawless to move forward. Courage means showing up despite uncertainty and limitation. Vulnerability opens the door to authentic growth and connection. When you allow yourself to be imperfect, you free your energy from defending against judgment and redirect it toward action. This freedom unleashes creativity and innovation in ways that perfectionism stifles. Timing plays a crucial role in bold actions. Sometimes, the best moment to act is now, not later. Waiting for perfect conditions often means waiting forever. Accepting that the right time is when you decide to move shifts your power from external circumstances to your own choice. This mindset empowers you to seize opportunities and transform fear into a catalyst rather than a barrier. Consistency builds courage over time. Each bold step, no matter how small, adds to a cumulative sense of strength and capability. When you act regularly, fear loses its grip and confidence grows. Create daily habits that challenge you to move beyond comfort zones, whether through speaking up, trying new skills, or setting difficult goals. This steady practice transforms boldness from a rare event into a way of life. Ultimately, facing fears directly and taking bold steps reshapes your relationship with life's challenges. Fear becomes a signal to prepare and act, not a reason to retreat. Boldness becomes a habit cultivated through intention, practice, and reflection. This transformation unlocks potential and opens doors to opportunities previously unimaginable. It reveals the true measure of your strength, how you respond in the face of fear, not the absence of fear itself. This journey demands honesty with yourself about what fears hold you back and why. It calls for commitment to face those fears with persistence and grace. It requires daily courage and a willingness to accept discomfort as part of growth. The rewards are profound: greater confidence, deeper self-awareness, and a life lived with purpose and freedom. Bold action is the gateway to becoming the fullest version of yourself. Step forward even when the path is unclear. Make decisions that challenge your limits and stretch your abilities. Stand firm in your values and let your courage guide your action. Each bold step builds a foundation of resilience that carries you through future uncertainties. This is how transformation happens, moment by moment, choice by choice, fear by fear, confronted and overcome. Your fears are not walls but invitations to rise. The bold steps you take define your journey. Embrace the discomfort, trust your inner strength, and keep moving forward without hesitation. This path leads to a life of meaning, achievement, and deep fulfillment beyond what you imagined possible. Chapter 9. Write down your goals and review them daily. Writing down your goals and reviewing them daily is one of the simplest yet most powerful habits you can develop to create lasting change. When goals live only in your mind, they tend to drift, get lost in distractions, or fade under pressure. Putting them on paper transforms vague ideas into clear commitments and anchors your focus. This daily practice acts as a compass, guiding your decisions and actions every day, inching you closer to the life you want. The act of writing your goals forces clarity. It demands you specify what you truly want instead of vague wishes or scattered hopes. By putting your objectives into concrete words, you engage your mind in a purposeful way. This clarity cuts through confusion and helps avoid wasting energy on irrelevant tasks. It also deepens your connection to your goals, because writing activates the part of the brain linked to memory and commitment. This simple step makes your goals more real and tangible. Reviewing your goals each day reinforces this connection and keeps your focus sharp. The world is full of distractions and shifting priorities. Without a daily reminder, it's easy to drift into autopilot or get overwhelmed by urgent but less important tasks. Revisiting your goals daily recenters your attention on what matters most, helping you choose actions aligned with your deepest ambitions. This process acts like a daily reset, refocusing your energy and motivation. Beyond focus, daily review builds momentum. Every time you see your goals clearly, you are reminded of the progress you want to make. This reminder stokes motivation and strengthens your determination. It shifts your mindset from passive dreaming to active pursuit. The consistency of this habit compounds over time, transforming small daily efforts into significant breakthroughs. This steady momentum is what turns goals into realities. Writing and reviewing goals also improve decision-making. When faced with choices, you can ask yourself if an option supports your stated objectives. This filter makes it easier to say no to distractions and yes to opportunities that move you forward. It also reduces second-guessing and indecision because your goals serve as a clear standard. This clarity saves time and reduces stress, making your daily life more efficient and purposeful. The process encourages accountability as well. When you write down your goals, you create a form of commitment that is hard to ignore. Daily review acts as a gentle check-in where you assess whether your actions align with your intentions. This honesty helps you identify where you might be falling short and what adjustments are needed. Over time, this awareness builds self-discipline and a stronger sense of responsibility toward your growth. To make this habit effective, be intentional about how you write your goals. Use positive present-tense language that affirms your capability and progress. For example, instead of saying "I want to lose weight," write "I am becoming healthier every day." This framing activates your belief in the possibility of success and keeps your focus on growth. It also shifts your mindset from a distant wish to an ongoing process. Break big goals into smaller, actionable steps. Writing "I will read for 20 minutes each day" is more practical and motivating than a vague "I want to be more knowledgeable." This clarity makes the path forward visible and manageable. It also gives you more opportunities to celebrate small wins, which fuels your motivation and confidence. Daily review then becomes a moment to acknowledge these wins and adjust plans if needed. Use a consistent place and time for your writing and reviewing. This routine builds discipline and signals to your brain that it's time to focus on what matters. Whether it's a journal, a planner, or a digital app, choose a format that fits your style and life. The key is consistency and making this habit a non-negotiable part of your day. Over time, it becomes automatic, freeing your mental energy for other challenges. Incorporate visualization during your review. As you read your goals, imagine what achieving them feels like. Engage your senses. Picture the sights, sounds, and emotions connected to your success. This mental exercise strengthens your emotional connection to your goals and makes them more compelling. It also primes your brain for action, increasing the likelihood that you'll follow through. Writing down your goals helps you uncover hidden doubts or limiting beliefs. When you see your goals in writing, you may notice feelings of resistance or uncertainty. This awareness is valuable because it points to areas where your mindset needs work. Addressing these doubts openly makes your commitment stronger and more realistic. It helps you replace fear with determination and builds resilience against setbacks. Tracking progress alongside your goals adds another layer of insight. Note small achievements, obstacles overcome, or lessons learned. This record creates a narrative of growth that motivates continued effort. It also provides feedback to refine your goals and strategies. This dynamic process keeps your journey flexible and responsive, rather than rigid and discouraging. Sharing your written goals with a trusted friend or mentor can amplify your accountability. When someone else knows what you aim to achieve, you create an external layer of responsibility. This social aspect encourages follow-through and offers support when motivation dips. Choose someone who believes in your potential and can provide honest encouragement and advice. Goals written and reviewed daily also cultivate gratitude. As you reflect on your progress, acknowledge the strengths, resources, and opportunities that support you. This appreciation builds positive energy and resilience, making the journey more enjoyable. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's present, enhancing your overall well-being. This habit nurtures a growth mindset by focusing attention on learning and progress, rather than perfection. Daily goal review is not about judging yourself harshly, but about honest reflection and adjustment. It invites curiosity about how to improve and opens space for creativity in solving problems. This approach transforms challenges into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Over time, writing and reviewing goals creates a powerful ritual that aligns your mind and actions. It becomes a source of strength in moments of doubt and a reminder of your purpose in moments of distraction. This ritual shapes your identity as someone committed to growth and excellence. It redefines your relationship with time, turning each day into an opportunity for meaningful advancement. The discipline to write down your goals and review them daily is a form of self-respect. It signals that your dreams and progress matter enough to dedicate time and attention consistently. This commitment builds confidence and self-esteem because you prove to yourself that you can be trusted to follow through. This internal trust becomes the foundation for tackling even bigger challenges. Even when progress feels slow or obstacles arise, this habit keeps you anchored. The daily reminder prevents discouragement from spiraling into giving up. It provides a steady pulse of motivation and perspective that can carry you through difficult periods. The act of returning to your goals every day rekindles your drive and reminds you why you started. The process of writing and reviewing your goals also teaches patience. Transformation rarely happens overnight. This practice keeps your attention on the long game, helping you tolerate setbacks without losing sight of your vision. It reminds you that every small step counts and that consistent effort is the key to lasting change. This simple habit breaks down overwhelming dreams into manageable pieces. It turns abstract desires into concrete tasks that can be tackled step by step. This breakdown makes success less intimidating and more accessible. It also reduces anxiety by providing structure and clarity amid the chaos of everyday life. Ultimately, writing down your goals and reviewing them daily creates a powerful cycle of focus, motivation, and action. It aligns your daily habits with your deepest desires and values. This alignment fosters a sense of purpose and fulfillment that energizes every aspect of your life. This daily discipline is a cornerstone of personal growth and a gateway to achieving your fullest potential. Chapter 10. Surround yourself with people who challenge you daily. Choosing to surround yourself with people who challenge you every day is one of the most important decisions you can make for your personal growth. The company you keep shapes your mindset, influences your habits, and determines the standards you live by. When you engage daily with individuals who push you beyond your comfort zone, you activate a cycle of continuous improvement that accelerates your progress. These are not just friends or acquaintances, they are catalysts for change, people who hold you accountable and inspire you to reach new heights. Challenging relationships can feel uncomfortable at times because they require you to confront your limitations and question your assumptions. However, this discomfort is necessary for transformation. If those around you only agree with you or validate your current state, growth stalls. Real growth demands honest feedback, constructive criticism, and tough questions. People who challenge you refuse to let you settle for mediocrity and remind you of your potential when you forget it. This kind of environment creates pressure, but also a fertile ground for resilience and determination. When you make the choice to seek out such people, you're essentially raising your personal standards. Their influence encourages higher performance and pushes you to refine your skills and mindset. You begin to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles because the people around you model this perspective. Their success and attitude become proof that progress is possible, and their expectations raise the bar for what you consider achievable. This doesn't mean you should surround yourself with competition only. The people who challenge you must also support and care for you. The balance between challenge and encouragement is crucial. Those who challenge you daily provide honest assessments, but also celebrate your wins and lift you during setbacks. This supportive accountability creates a space where you can take risks, fail, and learn without fear of judgment. It builds trust and strengthens your resolve to keep moving forward. To cultivate this circle, start by identifying people who demonstrate qualities you want to develop. Look for individuals who embody discipline, resilience, and a growth mindset. Pay attention to those who ask insightful questions and push for deeper thinking. These are the people who will challenge your ideas and encourage you to see situations from new perspectives. They may not always be the easiest people to be around, but their presence is invaluable for your progress. Engaging with these individuals means being open to uncomfortable conversation. It requires humility and a willingness to listen without defensiveness. Challenging people often highlight blind spots or behaviors that hold you back. Rather than resisting, view this feedback as a gift that reveals areas for improvement. This attitude shifts your mindset from victim to learner and empowers you to take action. Over time, this openness deepens your self-awareness and strengthens your character. Create opportunities for meaningful interactions with these people. Regular conversations, joint projects, or accountability partnerships can keep the momentum alive. Sharing goals, progress, and setbacks fosters mutual commitment. These exchanges fuel motivation and provide practical insights that you might miss alone. They also create a sense of camaraderie rooted in shared growth rather than competition, making the journey more fulfilling. The influence of your social circle extends to daily habits and language. People who challenge you will notice if you fall into excuses or negative self-talk. Their reactions can prompt you to correct your course immediately. This constant check prevents small slips from becoming destructive patterns. The energy from a challenging circle helps maintain focus and discipline even when motivation wanes. Their presence reminds you why you started and what you're capable of achieving. Sometimes, stepping into challenging relationships means distancing yourself from people who drain your energy or foster complacency. This step is essential because toxic influences sabotage your efforts and undermine your confidence. Letting go of such connections creates space for growth-focused relationships. It's an act of self-respect and a declaration of your commitment to improvement. This may be difficult but is necessary to protect your mental and emotional well-being. Developing the ability to challenge yourself internally is also part of this process. While external challenges are important, the most lasting growth comes from your own standards and expectations. When you internalize this drive, you become less dependent on others to push you. Surrounding yourself with challenges amplifies this internal voice, making it stronger and more consistent. This synergy between internal discipline and external challenge is powerful. Challenges often bring moments of doubt and fear, but having a supportive circle helps you navigate these emotions. They remind you that discomfort is temporary and part of the growth journey. When you witness others overcoming similar struggles, your courage strengthens. This shared experience fosters resilience and persistence. You learn that setbacks are not failures, but feedback and redirection. This environment nurtures creativity and problem-solving. When people challenge your ideas, you must think critically and adapt. This dynamic interaction sparks innovation and flexibility. It prevents stagnation and complacency by constantly introducing new perspectives. This mental agility is crucial for success in a changing world where fixed mindsets limit potential. Surrounding yourself with challenges also enhances your emotional intelligence. You learn to manage frustration, impatience, and vulnerability more skillfully. These relationships require empathy and communication skills to maintain respect despite disagreement. This growth in emotional maturity improves all areas of your life, including personal and professional relationships. The benefits of daily challenge extend beyond personal achievement. These relationships often inspire you to lift others as well. Challenging people encourage a culture of mutual growth where success is shared. This cycle of challenge and support creates a positive ripple effect, benefiting communities and organizations. Your commitment to this mindset becomes a model for others to follow. To maintain this circle, invest time in nurturing these relationships. Show appreciation for honest feedback and offer your own challenge and support in return. Mutual accountability strengthens bonds and sustains growth momentum. Recognize that this is an ongoing process, not a one-time fix. Growth demands continuous effort and evolving challenges. When you surround yourself with people who challenge you daily, you transform your environment into a powerful source of motivation and accountability. Their influence sharpens your focus, fuels your discipline, and expands your vision. This daily interaction with high standards creates the conditions necessary for breakthroughs and lasting change. The path becomes clearer and your potential more reachable. This choice requires courage because it means stepping out of comfort and embracing vulnerability. Yet the rewards are profound. Greater self-awareness, stronger resilience, and accelerated growth. In this circle of challenge, you discover not only what you can achieve, but who you truly are. This environment brings out your best self and prepares you for the challenges and opportunities ahead.